Well, I thought after yesterday, the political parties seeing the feedback from many of our viewers would stop, that the BJP and the Congress party would stop. And the expectation, general expectation was that, this personal fight would be less. But look here, it's actually getting worse. Here's the latest. A great evil stalks our land, says Manish Tiwari. And I don't even want to get into what Ajay Makan said there. Sanjay Jha, welcome. Pawan Kumar Verma, representing the JDU point of view. Advisor to Nitish Kumar, welcome. Siddharth Nath Singh of the BJP, good to see you back. Jai Narayan Vyas, if I'm not mistaken, has been irrigation minister at one point of time in Gujarat. And therefore, it'd be interesting what he says on the charge that the Prime Minister does not allow the Sardar Sarovar project to be completed. Political editor of the Open magazine, Hartosh Singh Bal, doesn't mince his words. Many people don't like Hartosh because he doesn't mince his words. And that's good reason to have Hartosh on the program tonight. And Ashok Malik, senior journalist and columnist, great to see you tonight. Gentlemen, do we begin?
Floor is yours.
The floor is mine. Never say that. No politician should say that to me, Sanjay. I'll take the entire floor and walk away with it.
And we'll be floored as usual, yeah.
Okay. So Siddharth Nath Singh, a great evil stalks our land. The irony of history is fascists and totalitarianism invariably usurp power through democracy. They subvert it totally. A great evil stalks our land. The latest coming in from the Congress party, including several charges here that your party is involved in intimidating a journalist who wrote an article criticizing the RSS and wrote on the article, that issue was picked up today. So Siddharth Nath Singh, the Congress party seems to have successfully put you on the back foot tonight.
No, I think, Arnab, the facts are very different. The Hindu editor, political editor Venkatraman has come out openly, made a statement and said they came, 3-4 people from RSS came, they wanted to meet the editor, they met the editor and then they left. There was no vandalism. Now that's a fact which has come from the Hindu. Now there are 3 more things which I would like to point out and show that how the Congress wants to gag the media. Emergency is well known. Second, if you recall, in May 2012, Meenakshi Natarajan, the close aide of Rahul Gandhi, through a private bill.
No, don't change the subject, Siddharth. Siddharth on top. First of all, let us be absolutely clear. The journalist in question has written the article. She has told a fellow reporter to lodge a complaint. She has spoken about receiving threats from the RSS or people associated with the RSS. So don't dodge that part. I'm asking you today, are you ashamed of what happened?
I have not dodged.
Are you ashamed of the manner? Are you ashamed of the manner in which the journalist was threatened and that she was forced?
No,
anybody who does not agree with your views, anybody who does not agree with your views gets that kind of treatment?
Arnab, I'm sorry. I am just quoting what Mr. Venkatraman of the Hindu has said, quote unquote, on phone to Hindustan Times. And I'm repeating that. Now, beyond this, if there is something, let the investigation happen and we'll all
interjection.
Talk about
I'm allowing an interjection, Siddharth. Sanjay Jha is interjecting you on this particular case. We must settle it because we must.
No,
1 minute. Sanjay.
Siddharth, a simple question. Firstly, thanks for making a confession on national television that 3 RSS people landed up in the office. I'm sure they did not want
Today in the newspaper, there is an INB report. You have to allow me, there is in the newspaper, there is an INB report where the INB has warned that you cannot draw parallels when the Prime Minister is speaking from the Red Fort or there is a Prime Minister independent speech and you show other leaders' speech word by word, and if you do that, there is going to be a punishment, and the punishment is
First of all, thank you. First of all, 1 minute. I first want to say this here. I will say this fairly, squarely and clearly. Anyone, any politician or anyone who claims a link to a political party and who thinks that they can threaten the media, threaten the journalists, call them on the phone, threaten them or insult them or warn them should be ashamed of themselves. And I want to tell you, Siddharth Nath Singh, that a case under section 506 of the Indian Penal Code has been registered on the basis of a complaint lodged by Vidya Subramaniam. The police is probing it, and assistance of the Tamil Nadu police is being sought. And for your information, Siddharth Nath Singh, from my information, it is a non-cognizable offence, I am told. But that does not take away from the fact that a case has been registered, so please check your facts.
Well,
check your facts.
Insisting, then let me read out something for you also.
Check
Mr.
your facts.
Arnab Goswami,
Mr. Siddharth
the
Singh.
Hindu Tamil Nadu Bureau Chief, Mr. K. Venkatraman said, 4 to 5 people came to the Coimbatore office and insisted on meeting the editor of the Tamil Hindu newspaper. They left after that.
What does that got to do with threats a journalist receives?
Any vandalism in the office.
What does
now,
that?
Who's going to take
okay, one sec. We'll take
Can
2
I
points
ask
of.
you a question?
No,
Can
you can answer. Hartosh wants to come in actually.
Mr. Siddharth Nath Singh, a simple question. Did those RSS people went to meet Mr. Venkatraman to have a whiff of some great coffee being made in the Hindu office? Please respond to the question being asked.
Well,
it's there in the public domain. And in the public domain, there is a case registered. Now, please, for God's sake, don't try and dodge an issue which is about intimidation of a journalist, which the RSS is very famous for. We know the entire country knows what your government of the NDA did to the Tehelka magazine because they exposed you in the defense scam. So this is, you got a history. You got a history of intimidating the media, and it is not an unknown fact, which is the reason why Mr. Ajay Maken wrote a letter to the Home Minister expressing his apprehension that you are capable, your party is capable, your Mr. Narendra Modi is capable of muzzling the media. By the way, this is a known fact. Please don't deny the truths.
1 second. 1 second.
Mr. Sanjay Jha, today in the newspaper, if you don't read newspaper, please do that. There is a report that the INB ministry has said we will withdraw license of those channels who show the Prime Minister's speech and compare with any other leader. Isn't this muzzling? What about the emergency? What about the Meenakshi Natarajan's private bill which was introduced? A 7-member authority
nobody
to
is
be made
threatening a
Okay, 1 minute.
of physical violence. Excuse me, Siddharth, don't try and be clever here. Nobody is talking about threatening an Arnab Goswami with physical violence. Nobody is talking about intimidation.
You want to?
No, 1 minute. Nobody is here talking about giving all kinds of threats.
Who has said
Mr. Siddharth Nath Singh,
gentlemen,
it's about time you calm down, took a deep breath,
Gentlemen,
recognize that you're taking the country for a ride.
First of all,
you're on national television, speak with some responsibility.
Gentlemen,
Speak with responsibility.
Gentlemen, I
first... The word fascist
gentlemen, in the run-up to...
This is fascism.
In the run-up to 2014, let it be known that the media is fairly united and knows how to protect its turf. And anybody...
I'm glad.
And anybody here who tries to intimidate a journalist, threaten a journalist, warn a journalist, or try and walk into a media office and threaten someone will be answerable to the constitution of this country.
The public of India. And I hope the people who are watching Times Now program can see the risks they are taking with a party like
but
the risk of having Bharatiya Janata Party is obvious to the whole public.
But Sanjay Jha, while I am touched, I don't forget. Do we forget, Hartosh, what happened on the 26th of June 1976 when the Indira Gandhi government used the Defence of India Rules 1971 to impose the censorship order? Have we forgotten the media blackout during Operation Blue Star? Have we forgotten the attempt to pass the postal bill? Have we forgotten what happened with the defamation bill? Have we forgotten the draft broadcasting services regulation bill 2006? And have we forgotten what Meenakshi Natarajan, Congress MP, as a private individual, tried to push through the print and electronic media standards and regulation bill? What was the basic attempt? I mean, I don't think any journalist thinks here that, Hartosh, that the political parties are our best friends. But I find it interesting today that the whole issue of freedom of expression was turned into a political subject here when the journalist in question, by the way, Hartosh, had not asked the Congress party to bat for her. Vidya Subramaniam did not tell the Congress party to bat for her.
No, by the way,
no, she did not. She did not.
We can take suo motu action. By the way,
Arnab, if I may come in before the politicians start speaking again.
Ajay Maken
he's rebutting it.
As a responsible member of the Congress party,
Sanjay, please.
Has a right to speak on behalf of anybody.
Sanjay and the journalist who has a right to speak tonight. Hartosh.
Arnab, the interesting fact here is you pointed out the number of times the politicians have attempted to muzzle the press.
Oh, yes.
We must make sure we do not succumb again.
Absolutely.
And hearing Mr. Jha and Mr. Siddharth Nath Singh speak, the only conclusion I can draw is while they trade charges, it seems clear that both parties have made attempts. And when this can find ways and means, they will try and muzzle the press. It is up to us to resist that pressure. And all the incidents that they have cited are but examples of one political party or the other. Sometimes it is crude and direct, where they actually approach a journalist, they can approach an owner, they can talk about sources of funding, but the fact is, in this divisive election, we will see much more of this, and we will see both political parties already getting into this attempt, and it is up to us to resist it.
Well, I think that point is well made. Then let's get Ashok also into the debate. I mean, after all, the same Congress party that talks about right-wing groups threatening journalists, if I'm not mistaken, blocked the Twitter accounts of journalists in August 2012, those who were seen to be anti-government. You know, the fact remains, doesn't it, Ashok, that the Congress also resorted to censorship of the social media when it didn't suit its needs. This happened as, you know, I think a few months back, Ashok.
Yeah, but that was
so I find it touching,
that was
interesting.
A sensitive case.
No, one second.
And it was immediately withdrawn when
the journalists.
Let's not compare apples and oranges.
I'm not.
This is threat of violence. This is trying to suppress somebody's freedom to express.
Ashok Malik.
This is targeting an individual.
Thank you, Ashok Malik.
This is Narendra Modi's language.
Thank you, Ashok Malik. Thank you for your touching.
Can I speak, Sanjay Jha? Can I please speak?
Yes, Mr. Malik.
Look, various political parties and various governments in this country, including not just the BJP and the Congress, but the CPM as well, have tried to muzzle the press at various points. The Congress, having ruled the longest, has the worst, most egregious record in this matter. From the emergency to the postal bill to the defamation bill to its hysterical views on social media to everything. But I have one question to ask. If any journalist, Vidya Subramaniam otherwise, is threatened on the phone, or if people land up to threaten her or cause violence in an office, if indeed that has happened, then it is certainly deplorable and action needs to be taken against the individuals or the organization if it is proven that they represent an organization. This action should be taken in Delhi by the Delhi Police Commissioner, and the Home Minister of India should give us a report. If it's in Coimbatore, it should be conducted by the Tamil Nadu Home Minister, and he should give us a report. Who is Ajay Makin to sit in judgment? And why is the Home Minister of India quiet? If this is such a serious matter, why isn't the Home Minister telling us who is guilty, rather than have Ajay Makin speaking at a party forum? I don't understand.
Well, that's a good point. What is the journalists are not to be torn between political turf, are they? Pawan Verma. One second. Pawan Verma, Sanjay, when I let you
Ajay Makin is a responsible member of the Congress party, and by the way, we have shown here great initiative in supporting a journalist who's being targeted. There's nothing in our laws that prohibits me from helping you tomorrow if it's
disproven by
Mr. Makin is
1 minute, Sanjay. Yes, Ashok.
Responsible member? He's hysterical.
Congress shows initiative in banning the social media.
1 minute.
Congress shows initiative by bringing a private member bill. Congress shows an initiative if the Prime Minister's speech is compared by any electronic channel with another leader in India. So Congress shows a lot of initiative.
Absolutely.
And they refuse to comment on any one of them, what they are doing. And when there is a political editor who has already quoted to Hindustan Times or other newspapers that there was no vandalism, but still they want to go ahead and make this into an issue is showing that
they are what the Congress government does with licenses of news channels. Let's not even go there yet.
Pawan Verma, 20 minutes into the debate. Let's get the others in. Jainar Vyas hasn't spoken yet. I'm going to get him in a minute. But before that, Pawan Verma, you know, the same government drew flag for Section 66A of the IT Act. The same government was very sensitive to criticism and humor and tried to regulate content over the internet. In any case, the same government today says we are at the forefront of fighting for Vidya Subramaniam because she's being attacked by certain, RSS forces. My question to you, Pawan Verma, is do you think the Congress party is deliberately shifting its strategy from the communalism issue to the fascist one? So they want all examples to prove their fascist argument there. They want to say that Modi's rise will lead to a totalitarian regime. Yes, 1 second. Let's open up this one.
Arnab, since I know basically both the Congress and the BJP are dying to get at their throats again, I'm going to just make 3 or 4 points. The first is that there is a link between communalism and fascism, especially if the use of religion is done to promote fascism. There's an established historical linkage in this. It can be verified on many occasions. Secondly, it's extremely deplorable in any form to muzzle the press. Let me say to you, as a historian and a writer, political parties and governments have often made the attempt, but it's the strength of the media and that of the public opinion which is the biggest bulwark. Now, if there has been an attempt, and these reports have to be verified, I am myself following them, but if there is an attempt by men of the RSS or cadre of the RSS to intimidate a journalist, it's highly deplorable, but I can say to you on this channel today, I am not surprised. If there could be a responsible member of the BJP who could say that Mr. Amartya Sen's Bharat Ratna should be taken away for the mere fact that he expressed an opinion which was not in compliance with that of the BJP, and the manner in which he was vilified, including through personal attacks,